all of this afterlife imagery, not one image of Carl Weathers.
Wow, you're right.
What a segue. All right. So definitely got to
Damn.
offer big rest in peace to Mr. Carl Weathers.
Yeah, for real. I know we
Wow.
spoke off camera about that. And how
Yeah,
great is it? I
absolutely.
was just telling my boy, a mutual friend of ours, but I was just like, how great was it in Rocky? Because who didn't walk away fucking having love and respect for Apollo? When do you get a villain and a hero that you love the hero, but you equally respect this quote
Yeah.
unquote bad
Yeah.
guy or protagonist, I should say?
Protagonist and antagonist, right? I would say like this movie really
Hmm.
has no bad guys. Rocky doesn't have any bad guys. The first
Right.
bad guy really appears in fucking Rocky 3. They finally
Yeah.
made Clubber what's his
Clubber
face
Lang.
Barnes, right?
Clubber
Clubber Lang.
Two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And they made him a straight up villain. I was like, let
Yeah.
me
I
show
mean,
you
that's
real man.
right. And that's definitely solidifies fucking Apollo. Because that Carl Weathers steals Rocky 3. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? He
yeah.
does, because when he comes back and trains Rock, like, everybody was on board with that movie with Rocky 3 when that happened. We were like, you just felt it
Hell
deep in here.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Because you don't see it coming, especially like, obviously your first time watching the movie and you haven't seen trailers or, if you go into that movie blind,
Yep.
yo, he comes out of nowhere. He comes out like an Easter egg almost, you know what I mean? Like, like
Yeah, but today
I don't
would
know
be
how,
an Easter egg. Absolutely.
right. But more so because then he comes and he fucking leads Rocky to victory.
Yep.
You
Mickey
know,
dies and Apollo steps in,
Apollo
and
steps in.
just in every viewer's mind, you're like, that's it. Is the perfect choice. That's the story of Rocky 3. It makes it when Apollo comes back. And everyone,
Absolutely,
especially
man.
on some man shit, like when Apollo explains to him why, when Rocky's like, "Why me? Why now? Why this?" He was like, "Come on, man! Every fighter's got everything, you know. Every man can relate to that. Even women, I'm sure, deep down, you have this thing in your spirit, like you can't be aged out of. It's almost a crime to be told you're too old on certain things. Like, so great.
Yeah, yeah, man. I was actually I was watching Rocky Balboa yesterday to get inspired for today,
Yeah,
and of course it didn't
nice.
work. but no, it's still a great movie. But damn,
Mhm.
yeah, you're right, man. Something about Carl Weathers in Rocky 3. He's wearing that
Yeah,
gay ass high tank top.
it wasn't gay in the 80s, and
Not yet. Yeah.
wasn't gay yet.
No.
And here's another thing too, because just natural, again, not forced in any way, but here's a great thing, and like, and it was in the 80s, and maybe I'm reading into it, maybe I'm taking the conversation left field, but here we got, literally like black and white people really, just prove everybody is the same at heart, no matter what your color is, no matter where you come from. Such a like all inspiring movie on so many levels, even as something as like a civil rights thing, or like, definitely I felt like was a good groundbreaking movie. And nowadays you can't have something like that without something being crowbarred in,
Yeah.
you
They'd
know?
be like, "Oh, he's using his white privilege to have Creed teach him how to box because and Creed is
Yeah.
just perpetuating the Uncle Tom, like fucking
Right, yeah.
stereotype."
And
You
look
know,
at Paulie. Look, see how
yeah,
white people are. Paulie goes into the all black gym and he's like, I don't like these people. You see how they are?
yeah,
Right? See how all white people really think? It's like
yeah, yeah,
the
right,
old
yeah, right.
Cliff
Oh,
Notes
Paulie,
movie.
we're all Paulie, right?
Right. Meanwhile, that
Shit.
line's in there so you could fucking school people like Paulie. Like, no, get your head
Yeah,
out of your ass.
yeah. And Paulie, yeah, he got schooled, right? Because he at the end,
Yep, by the
whatever
end,
he
he
got.
straight up apologized to Apollo. And then you're like, see, all right, even Paulie's got
There we go.
redeeming shit, and it doesn't have to be this whole fucking 2-hour message of
That's
subliminal and subtext shit.
you're literally talking about like, yeah, right, like 30-second moments or little line here and there.
Yep.
And yeah, it doesn't ruin the movie. It doesn't ruin the
No.
movie. So,
In fact, it adds to it. It adds to that level of where people's heads were at in like real being progressive and together. We've gone backwards. On purpose. We've been led backwards.
yeah, you ain't kidding. I mean, shit, man. Yeah, I'm just trying to picture this. Yeah, this looks so funny without music.
Yeah.
Whee!
It's funny now because people joke about this scene being a little homoerotic, but not to an 8-year-old kid. To me, it was like besties. No. Bro, if you just train me back to physical health, I'd be like, get over here, bro. Bring it in. We're bro hugging.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, right.
I hug my bros. I don't care.
And it's clearly a movie.
Yeah.
Why are you gay?
Clearly, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. It was clearly made for the movie, like to show, whatever. But for them to take it to that, it's like when people say that shit, it's like maybe you're gay. You know what I'm saying? Like when they bring that shit up, maybe you're gay because that's what you keep seeing into it. But
and plus movies were made back then. Scenes like that worked. The scenes like that landed. You know what I mean? It was a style of movie making back then. So you really felt that moment, So I didn't think it was subtextual homoerotica like people try to read into it now.
Yeah, which kind of proves my point. This is exactly where we are. But damn, man, what else?
What else? We're not gonna just jump on our man right here.
No,
we gotta play some clips of Rocky IV. Let's do a little Living in America. How great is Carl Weathers as Apollo in general, but his entrance into the fight with Drago in Rocky IV, to a James Brown song, just him dressed up with the American fucking top hat, and he's pointing, I want you, come on.
Yeah. Damn. Right, that's a great scene.
It really is. Yeah, I'm man enough to say I cried when Apollo died. His wife, beautiful, right?
Oh yeah, right. Bridget Nielsen. Yeah. Almost Miss Flavor Flav.
Yeah. It's she's a smoke show too. Bridget Nielsen really was an attractive woman.
She was, yeah.
It's a shame she's just another kook, one of these hot kooky broads.
Super kook, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, gonna be cat lady if she isn't already.
All right, drums start kicking in. Back then, drum machines were the shit.
I know.
Remember seeing this for the first time?
Hell yeah.
Right?
I was all laughing. Because this was like, what the fuck is all this? And you definitely can't, like, I haven't seen any boxing match really kick off like this, but okay.
No, that's why it's so over the top. Woo! Mr. James Brown. Before the crack.
Yeah. Now it's a party. No.
Oh, shit.
The copyright. Copyright. Yeah.
This is just for entertainment purposes.
Yeah. Copyright. Right. Come on.
Don't do us now.
Yeah, right.
Talia Shire. Love Talia Shire.
Oh, standing in front of Moloch. Okay, all right. Now we're getting started.
Yeah.
You caught that? Did you catch that?
Catch what?
Oh, you didn't catch that.
Are you talking about the hot dancers?
No, I'm talking about this standing in front of a Moloch. Golden Bull. What the fuck was that?
Well, back then, that was just the bull of Wall Street, the symbol of American, capitalism.
Was that supposed to be a? Yeah,
that's how I always took it. Yeah.
I know, right? This wholesome movie. Should I give him benefit of it? That is not the fucking Wall Street bull.
So is that Hollywood even back then? Just being probably, like, even in this part, we're gonna throw in some shit, right?
Yeah. It's just, you know what, man? Oh man, you know what it is? I feel like the industry is just infested, with like choreographers, like producers, set designers, writers, directors, producers. They're all infested with this satanic mind virus and shit, where these things just get peppered in. And yeah, it has been happening, even in the movies that we love from the 80s for the most part, and beyond, even before that. I mean, shit, even if you get into the Wizard of Oz is like this fucking MK Ultra, Alice in Wonderland, MK Ultra, there's all sorts of shit going on. But because, and now every fucking Super Bowl Sunday, we have to go and dissect every 20 seconds of the music video to see, like, oh, okay, this is the Luciferian salute here, and they're burning a sacrifice and effigy here, and all this shit. There was like the whole Taylor Swift doing a spell ritual at her concert.
Right, I heard that. Yeah,
come on.
And Rihanna last year's Super Bowl, you're really right. Those halftime shows really become about dissecting how much both the production of the shows are being flooded with the Satanism and how much the artists are on board. You had last year a pregnant Rihanna rubbing her crotch and throwing up the fucking schmangle live during her halftime show, all in red and shit like that. And do you remember that? She fucking rubbed her fucking puss, and then at the end blew up the fucking schmimbolism. And I'm like, goodbye, Rihanna. I'll never. I didn't know that she was a player of that team. It's questionable with Hollywood. But when she started touching herself and throwing up those fucking signs, and even the songs she was singing, like she did Umbrella, which she openly talks about was like, code for eating pussy. So I'm just like, all right, fuck all that. You're right. The halftime show is just like for half viewers are now just looking to see how much Satanism is being pushed on television.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. These people wearing the COVID outfits.
Oh, right. They're hazmat suits. Pretty much.
That's what it looks like. I don't know.
This puffy shit.
Yeah, I'm keeping this on mute. Although they'll probably get us for the imagery. I'll figure it out though. Fucking NFL can't toss a few shekels our way. So.
Yeah.
Well,
this is news purposes. Well, now this is education. Yeah, right. We're just sharing this with the people. And these aren't a year later. We're not breaking news here. This is what's been discussed since this performance. So we're just remember last year when this took place.
Yeah. So
and now we got looking back at Rocky IV. We can't even not see it anymore when the bull comes down.
We get a golden Moloch, golden calf to worship, and Apollo Creed is standing right in front of it. It's like totally pointless. There is zero need that, like,
even the name Apollo, because all those Satanists, they like to borrow from like the Greek mythology and all that shit.
Yeah,
like Apollo, that's the moon, and the sun god, and the Poseidon and all that. They love.
Oh yeah, and they named his son Adonis Creed. The new movie, his name is Adonis.
Yeah.
So,
that was a douche moment. I was definitely like, really? Is his name just couldn't be like Jamal or something? It has to be.
No, that would have been bad too.
Even if his boxing name was Adonis, I would be like, oh, okay, he fights under Jamal Adonis Creed. Like that would have been cool. But no, his name is just like, because he's a
Why couldn't it
king.
be
He's a
just
king.
Michael?
Right,
or Jack?
Yeah, right.
Jamal. Look. Yeah, right.
On purpose. I know.
Right. But
no, because they got to emphasize, they're all gods and Greek gods and kings and all that,
Yeah, Kangs. I don't know. It's been a while since I watched Creed 1 and 2, and I just saw 3. 3 I thought was so average. It was a movie that I saw.
Is that the one? Which is the one where Drago comes back?
2.
Okay, so 1 was kind of good, but again, and I guess I can't say it on here, but I do feel like it was a little exploitive. I will say that, but okay. 1 was okay. 2 with Drago was worse, but the Drago stuff had all us old heads coming back and wanting the story. You know what I mean?
And the Drago stuff was good.
It was okay. It was okay. I guess I didn't totally hate it.
Well, I'm sorry. Go on. No, to finish your thought.
And I was just gonna say the third one I didn't see, but looks bad. Like bad of all 3.
It's worse of the 3. Again, they're not bad movies. You know what I'm saying? Like I would never call them bad, and I did enjoy, especially 1. Creed. I saw.
There's Rihanna touching a pussy.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
There you go. And but yeah, no, Creed 1 I saw with my dad in the theater. We both had a good time watching that, so that was really cool. And 2, I'm with you. I like the Drago stuff a lot. Drago's kid, and but essentially it was Drago. It was a remake of 4.
Yeah, a retelling of
to
4.
a certain degree. You know what I mean? To a certain degree. Yep. But spoilers if you haven't seen Creed 2. The end where Dolph Lundgren, where Drago, or Ivan Drago has to throw in the towel, and he's like almost reliving that moment, that loss in part 4, and then he throws in the towel to save his son because his son was getting his ass whooped.
Yeah,
I thought that was good. Which is something that Rocky didn't do for Apollo. Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Of course, you'd not like it. Actually, let's go there. Why? What's wrong with that scene? It was a good moment.
I just thought that was way too on the nose. That's the thing I don't like about those movies. Aren't really that good. When you get past again like the Easter egg stuff and the cameo stuff, whatever it is, whatever those tricks that they're using. Like 1 was okay because they almost had like a really good movie with 1, but they had to just make it a little too whack. And then 2 with the Drago stuff, they really and with the Drago one, that really was just so on the nose. The story of telling of Drago, you know what I mean? Like, what is that? His wife leaves him. The mom is all pissed off. They have this Russian guilt pride. They're like, they're considered losers by their nation. The national losers, and then Apollo then has to, and then Rocky and them have to come to Rocky and. It's just like,
but that's where the good shit is. I mean,
it's like I was
like, first off, that makes sense.
I know, it makes sense. That's the thing.
In the context of the story, it makes sense that they would be like, these losers. You know what I mean? Like they brought shame on Russia type shit. Even though, honestly, it should have ended with everyone in that crowd at the end of Rocky 4 that was cheering for Rocky should have been let out and fucking executed by the state for trivia traitors and shit. And then that's where you pick up Creed 2. Like, whoa.
That's funny. That would have made sense for Creed 2 if they did that. You know what I mean? Like, because then you have all those people rooting for Rocky, but then fast forward, like, why is Drago then a fucking loser? A national, like, you know what I mean? Like, even him and everyone that day should have been like, oh, this Rocky is not such a bad guy. And Ivan Drago isn't looked down upon in his nation, because we all learned something that day. It's almost like they just pissed on the whole meaning and ending of Rocky 4, and they're like, no, fuck all that. Even though the whole
maybe
crowd was on Rocky's side,
by
Drago's
the
still
end.
the loser. Yeah. And
And
then it
wasn't
has
the
to
president
become.
there too? The Russian
Yeah,
president was
yeah.
there,
Exactly.
and
A
even he
military
was like
people.
clapping for them.
Yep. He gets up and applauds. He does the
No,
slow
but that
clap.
would have been cool. Yeah. That
Yeah.
would have been cool though. It would have been like, oh, after that match, they threw everyone in the gulag and for re-education, and they
Yeah.
done all that shit.
And then
You
me and my
know,
son, our family look down as outcasts. Like then that would make sense, right? My wife left
yeah,
me. She left me for that general guy. I was like, yeah, of course.
of
You're here
course.
in
Which made
communist Russia.
again that makes sense. Like
Right. Of
yeah.
course,
I mean,
every member of the audience was shot in the head,
well,
and now
I,
you're
I'm
a national disgrace.
yeah. So well, I'm sorry that Russians didn't die, so you could have a good movie, Chuck. All right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, fake fictional character Russians.
yeah, and the fake fictional Russians that Chuck actually wants to kill. But no,
No, I
kidding,
just want
kidding.
better movies. I just want
No,
better
want
movie
better movies.
scripts.
Nah, man, we got to go back in time for those. We got to go
All right,
backwards. We got to go
I got
backwards.
the DeLorean.
Yeah, right. Like we work our way back, and I think we stop at the Wizard of Oz, and then then we can come. Maybe before that, maybe there was some good ones before that.
Yeah, it probably was.
But I don't know. Yeah, that shit with Drago didn't bother me. 3 was it was almost a retelling of Rocky 3. It was like the first like real villain, because again, even Drago in 2 wasn't like this. Like he had a backstory, and I didn't hate Drago. They did a good job of making me not hate him, because at the end of 4, he was not sorry. He was not anything. He was just defeated, right. And then whatever. Then Rocky gives a speech. He did not have any redeeming moments in that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Was shit. And I don't know. We'll see if I don't know. 3, maybe we should. No, I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to do it. And it's so like 3 is so mid, like middle of the road. Like
Creed
first
3.
Off, Creed 3, so middle of the road. And
let's watch the trailer. We don't need to see Irana throw up. We already saw her rub her pussy.
Pregnant pussy.
Need the Illuminati triangle, yeah. But she did it. We all know she did it last year, right?
So her unborn baby was totally a sacrifice, right? Or like an offering.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. I don't see any pictures of her with the kid. You know what I mean? So
well, we haven't looked for them.
No, they allegedly ate that baby.
Allegedly. Let me see here. All right.
I spent the last 7 years of my life living out my wildest dreams.
Oh, Tessa Thompson. I can't stand her.
Rocky. My dad.
I don't know who that is.
It was built on their shoulders.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you afterwards. You will also hate her.
You autograph? No, I ain't signing an autograph, but you get off my car. You don't remember me, huh? Amy. How long were you locked up? 18 years, bro.
Yuck.
Last week.
Yuck. This is why I don't like these movies.
I've been away a long time, but get myself in shape. I still got gas in the tank.
Come by the gym. Thank you.
Actually, I take this back. This is a retelling of Rocky 5.
Curious what happened with you two?
Oh, he didn't tell you.
Oh, he goes broke in this one?
Like brothers.
I was the best, though. But I never got a chance to prove that.
That's cute.
Because I went to jail. I was going that night. And going to jail is cool.
You don't owe this dude nothing.
So I'm keeping it real.
Damien's fighting the world, and he's trying to hurt people. I vouch for you.
He's trying to fight Whitey.
Try spending half your life in a cell.
Yeah, the cell. That's when you really know what life's about.
I'm coming for everything. You threatening me?
You threatening me,
Something was
dog?
going on with you.
Damien was like family.
Oh, we past talking.
Then maybe you just have to find him.
Oh, did he kill someone in the window? Did the convict kill somebody?
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Right.
There's a little girl punching it. This guy is short. Was there a scene where? Ew, why is ew. Oh my God.
Fear. Let go of the guilt. Let go of whatever
What guilt?
was and walk into what is.
His dumb friend decided he was taking no kingdom. You got
All right,
caught.
so
but I
the
didn't.
guilt comes.
Oh yeah, it's just like that
Oh,
Biggie
no,
movie.
it's not
Remember
that.
when Biggie's friend went to jail, but Biggie's the one who had the gun, but his friend went to jail instead, and Biggie blew up to be the big hip hop star, and his friend was just as good as a rapper, but he went to prison and Biggie didn't. So, I guess it's all good. Biggie, he blew up, and his boy comes to see him. Yo,
You're
thanks for
kind of-
taking the rap for me.
You're almost right. Because they both went to jail. The problem is, or the difference is that Creed had his dad or whatever, you know what I mean? Like his legacy to fall back on, and he got help from his mother and got taken out of, remember, like he ended up getting released at the end of the first movie. Like, you'll be released into my care type shit. Creed, he was like in a kid jail. Right.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then Claire Huxtable, Creed comes out and fucking says, "Hey, you're coming with me." So, he got out of the system and he stayed
I'm your
in.
real mom or something like that. Was there some like
No.
revelation like I'm your real mom?
No, I know how great that would be. That would have been. That just would have been. That's the only thing that was missing.
Well,
but,
no, the whole point. Because then I don't know. I could have felt like there was like in the first one they made this whole thing on like who Apollo's real mom was or something like that. Because didn't this kid say he doesn't know his dad or some shit? Like he didn't. He only knew him when he was younger.
Who? Adonis?
Adonis. Yeah.
Nah, he didn't. He just kind of knew.
Oh, you're right. It's because Apollo died when he was young. Duh. All right, that's what it was. Sorry, I just have to
that
recap
either.
these movies, these bad movies.
But he had another girl on the side that he got pregnant. This is something actually. Wow, I'm glad you said that because this is actually
Apollo did, right?
Apollo had like, I guess, some groupie girl that he knocked up.
Yuck! Why'd they have to tarnish Apollo like that?
Why did they have to fucking do that?
Right, because it's a black thing, of course. Either that's white Hollywood being like secret racist, where they think they're writing something cool, but they're actually writing racist stuff. So of course the flagrant rich black guy had some side pussy he knocked up. So it's like written by some white fucking dork, who thinks they know black people. Or is that just more like, I'm sorry, more other white Hollywood people being like blatant, like this is how black people act, right? He had some side pussy, like Martin Luther King, he claims to be so righteous. He was banging mad groupies and shit, right? Let's do that with Apollo because he's black.
Yeah, right.
I really feel that way. Sorry, you might have to edit that. I'm sorry if anybody's feelings are hurt, but I'm actually upset, insulted when I see stuff like that. So it's like, why'd you have to take this great character and who was just a great American, like we were talking about the other day, and especially a strong black leader, and then just kind of diminish his reputation. Like, oh, he was just a dog, like all men, especially black men. He had mad pussy. It's like, ew. One of the reasons why we loved Apollo is because we saw him with his wife, who was a smoke show. We were just talking about in the intro. She sits down all pretty. They were such like nice people that they were like, nah, he cheated on her. Let's make her a cuck. And let's make him like a typical black guy. Like, wow, it's like edit it if you want, but I honestly feel that way.
Yeah. No, I you know what? I'm kind of with you. And then they try to write it off because he what was it? Like they had the sportscasters be like, well, no one was perfect. No one's perfect. People have, it's a shame that these things come out. and they shouldn't ruin a person's fighting reputation, for stuff they did
Ew,
outside the
see,
ring.
I
It was stuff I forgot. I'm
Yeah, you're
slaughtering it, but it was
reminding me.
bad.
You're right. You're right. See,
You
that's
know
what
what
I'm
I'm talking about?
saying. How gross is that? That they actually scripted a scene like that that would give this kind of explanation to us, the viewer, to make us think, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so worked up that I can't articulate myself very well right now. But
So
I feel like that's so gross. That's crowbarring.
yeah. So we're going into into the Rocky verse, right?
Yeah.
And I was actually thinking, because I was watching Rocky Balboa last night, and I mean, one of the big problems was that villain sucked, or the antagonist was not that interesting.
Wait, what'd you say? I
Um,
drifted for a second. I was still thinking about what I said.
Rocky Balboa, that movie,
Yeah.
the villain sucked in that one, or the fighter, he was not
Okay, that was
memorable.
when Rocky comes back for his exhibition fight as an old man, right?
Yeah, and I do like
Okay.
that movie.
And that villain, that guy wasn't a bad villain as much as he was a bad actor, because they chose a real boxer, gave him 6 weeks of acting lessons, which
Right.
means they just pampered him for 6 weeks and had him read his lines over and over again, at least with somebody. And it came out on screen. You know what I mean? So I didn't like the story. Well, it's also an okay movie to begin with.
It's okay.
But I get why he was a villain. I'll say that, on top of the guy being a bad actor.
Yeah, I was thinking about this, and what if instead of Mason Dixon, what if that exhibition fight was against Adonis Creed?
Wow, you mean Rocky coming back out of retirement just for a fun life
Exhibition.
journey? Right, it's half exhibition. Rocky just wants to do it. He felt incomplete. Needs to just reclaim a little bit of himself.
Yeah.
I get it. But I think that's a stretch because
Because
Adonis,
would have been way
even
younger.
then, would have been, younger, a lot
Too young.
younger. Where
Ah.
even, the old man Rocky probably could have taken him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?